Weaver. Great roaming combo. And I feel either the Broodmother or the Lycan is going to have a bad time. Wherever Mouse Sports decides to apply most of their pressure, that hero is going to get shut down.
I mean, what do you expect IC Cup's long lane is? Is it the Weaver? Is it the Lone Druid? Because
I imagine this has to.
Okay, so he has to be Lone Druid.
You mean
now.
Mouse Sports, yeah.
Mouse Sports, sorry.
Off-lane Lone Druid, probably. I do think they can go aggressive here and contest, though. Lone Druid can 1v1 against Brood. Admiral Bulldog showed us that at the G1 League Land Finals in Season 5. Obviously, you have to play really well, and I think if you get off to a slow start as Lone Druid, you're in a lot of trouble. But 1v1, the Lone Druid should do okay there. I think the Lycan is the one here you just can't let have a good start. If you let the Lycan get out of control, you're screwed, because that hero, he makes all of his carries strong with Max Hal.
I mean, he's going to get Hal level 1. That's what we saw last time, and
it's hard to fight against that.
I'm thinking IC Cup's going to looking to engage quite early, maybe starting from level 2. Level 1, you could actually engage with Ensnare, Split Earth, and then just Hal, just damage. Or you could wait for level 2 to even drop the Riptide on top of that, and then minus armor will just make any kill absolutely easy. I think Mouseport might have to dodge this tri-lane. I don't think they could offensive tri-lane.
That's a bold call.
Yeah,
I think they have a pretty strong tri-lane, but Riptide is very potent. Naga at those early levels is amazing. When you have like level 2 Riptide, level 1 net, hard to fight against that.
If you're Lina, if you're Rubik, I mean, you're food, right? You don't have enough base armor to handle the Hal damage output. So.
Overall, I think the idea for IC Cup here is one of their heroes might get shut down, be it the Brood, be it the Lycan, but somebody doesn't, and then you have a DK who does okay mid. And even if IC Cup is behind early, because they have Hal, because they have heroes that don't need that many items to get active, like a DK, like a Broodmother, who mainly just needs levels in the early game, somebody is going to get a good start, and then Mouse Sports will be forced to react to that. That, in turn, creates space for the other hero who wasn't slowed down. Can Mouse keep all 3 of these heroes down? I think that's really the big question.
I think Mouse will have trouble keeping, I won't even say 2 heroes down. I think IC Cup's going to get away with a lot in the laning stage. Let's talk about Dragon Knight versus Puck on the mid lane. It seems like it's a Puck advantage lane, but it's not really, because Dragon Knight, I've seen this matchup many times. Dendy beat Xiao 8 on the mid lane back in the Alien World Cup final with Dragon Knight. So Fada, or Resolution, is definitely a great Dragon Knight player, so I think he's going to be doing okay against Fada.
I still give the Puck a slight advantage here, especially starting with a Null Talisman and being pulled. Resolution has not been. I think that matchup was more just Dendy outplaying Xiao 8 than the matchup being hugely even. I think there's still a bit of an edge for the Puck, but it's definitely not a dominant matchup. It's not like a Queen of Pain versus some like a Dragon Knight where you can just Shadow Strike, right-click him out of lane. You have the Dragon's Blood. Puck's right-clicks are a bit of a pea shooter, even with the recent damage buffs. But on that note, let's introduce the teams. IC Cup, your CIS contenders. They've been upstarts in the past. People have doubted this team ever since they were invited to the International 3 West qualifiers. They fell short. They didn't qualify. But I think they've shown everyone, they've shown the world as of late, that they are here to stay. They are actually, I would say, one of the top 5 to 8 Western teams right now. And that's a pretty big statement when you look at how many Western teams are going to Ti3. Resolution, he'll be playing the Dragon Knight. Jackal handling the Lycanthrope. We just sick on the Naga Siren. Always want to fly on the Leshrac. And then your offlaner, it'll be Mag, formerly of Darer. He's been pulled. He's starting as the offlane Broodmother. On the Dire side, we've got Team Mouse Sports, Z Germans. Koikfa handling the Lone Druid. Solo mid will be Fata on his Puck, signature hero for him. Black playing your Weaver. Might have an engagement early. They've caught out We Just Sick. The light strike ray is going to hit. The Splitter is going to miss, but that's support Naga for you. 6 armor, not an easy kill. Last but not least, we've got Poss on our Rubik and Cinderin on our Lina. And now Black, fortunate regen rune for him. But if that's some other support, if that's not a Naga, that hero dies. But Naga's got 6 armor.
6 base armor, immediately skill Riptide, because she was right next to everybody, and always want to fly was throwing out some right clicks, like with Hal on top with the minus armor.
That's very true.
Yeah, and well, we do see Mouseport trying to challenge this particular tri-lane with their offensive tri-lane of their own. Well, Black as a carry here, very, very survivable, but I think if they're looking to engage kind of too actively, I think Mouseport's going to lose that engagement. It depends if IC Cup supports are out of position, but if they want to kill Rubik, they can kill Rubik, starting from level 2.
So my eyes are really on the top lane, because we haven't seen that many Lone Druid Broodmother matchups, and I'm very curious, does Lone Druid consistently win? I still feel it's a Broodmother advantage matchup based on just my own experience and seeing it, the matchup played in the past, especially if there's no sentries for Koikfa. But off the bat, pretty even so far. Broodmother focusing on the right clicks. Of course, Mag has been pulled, Koikfa hasn't, so it's not really a true 1v1.
Yeah, I mean, most pros agree that it's Brood favored unless you know that matchup in and out. And Admiral Bulldog did back in the G1 LAN finals and just completely decimated was it G1 LAN?
Yeah, it was against LGD.
Yeah,
it was
right,
actually a Sylar broodmother.
Right.
Sylar not exactly known for his broodmother play.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how much Koifa has played this matchup, so I'm gonna give it to Mag just on the lack of familiarities, perhaps. But we'll see how it goes.
And I think the pooling makes a big difference. Lone Druid is a pretty good right click on his hero, but the Poor Man Shield means that Lone Druid, the bear, is the only real way to harass Mag, and even then you still get that regular damage block from the Poor Man Shield. So, off the bat, we see Mag doing a pretty good job of pressuring the lane, sitting at 7-1. The tri-lane's been very passive so far. There's an Observer Ward in the jungle for Mouse Sports. Thing is, though, I think the biggest issue for them is if they dive, then they get rip-tided, and then there's the Howl right clicks. You have heroes with, like, 3 armor, 2 armor in some cases, 1 base before the +2 from Basilius. They are going to melt to rip-tide and right click. So very hard for Mouse to actually tower dive. Meanwhile, Mag top lane, solo killing the bear.
Yep.
Ooh, that ain't good. That's a soul ring.
That's 300 gold right there for free.
And the other issue is Lone Druid in this matchup doesn't have AoE, so very hard.
Oh, the how?
And I guess that's bottom lane, though. We'll have a huge engagement. Black on the run, Splitter's going to miss. Drops low, doesn't get picked up, but now it's Pos. He's in trouble. Tries to run his way out, but there is a net cooling down in 5 seconds time. There's a Riptide as well. I think they can dive Pos for the first blood here. Everybody salving up. Pos still running. He's got a salve. He's got tangos, but no way out. The Splitter is going to connect. Pos is low. One more right click. Will he go down? He will. The lightning's there. They lose Jackal on the way out, though.
Maybe he's going to tangle to the south. Not going to happen here at the Lina. He's going to get harassed down by the wolves, but we saw how many 3-man stun it hit. The LSA hit 2 or 3. The toss from Telekinesis also hit 2 or 3. Despite all of that, it was Mouseport that lost a hero first. That just, the damage output on Icy Cup is just absolutely amazing.
You know, the other thing that I think makes this matchup a little bit different in Mag versus Koikfa, sorry if I'm obsessive about it too much, I just find it a very interesting match. We don't see it often, is that it's on the dire safe lane, which means Mag has much easier access to the creep camps. On the Radiant jungle, you can send them to jungle, but it's a much longer trip, and I think as a result, it's a little bit harder to maximize your farm. But you can see the big camps just right here. Same for the small camp, the pole camp. Very easy to get to as well. And, I mean, Lone Druid doesn't have AoE, so I think this lane's going to go really well for the Broodmother. The one lane we haven't talked about is the mid lane. How are we looking there?
It's fairly even. Puck got 22 and 19 on Dragonite. Both is going to be passively kind of doing their own thing. Once Fodder hits level 6, he might just gank his way back in the game and just really maybe kill the tri-lane a couple times. So at the same time, his tower's going to take a ton of damage. You can see that Broodmother's now creep skipping mode. And I think that the bear is going to start to get wear down a little bit. Maybe even get killed a second time. Also, Mag, once he gets to 6, he's going to make a very interesting choice. Does he actually go into ultimate and then just maybe force a kill on Koifa? Or does he actually just go more webs?
I think he can go for the more aggressive build here, because Mousesports can't really leave Black bottom lane. If he does, sure, he's got Sakuchi, but there's the net on Cinderin. The Split Earth won't be available because of a nice defensive toss back from Pos, but it's Icy Cup on the aggressive here, and you look at the Lycan, only 5-1, and meanwhile, Dire's Courier going down. Where did that happen?
Not exactly sure.
Top lane gets picked off by Mag. Man, Mag's killed a Courier, he's killed a Bear. And this guy's single-handedly winning the game for his team already.
And he's now perhaps killing Koifa here. He might be trying to juke in the trees. Trees are no longer there. The Spiralings are doing some damage. Mag does have he does not have Cell Ring, excuse me. So he's out of mana for another spawn Spiraling. He's losing quite a bit of Spider here, but now with the creep waves tanking a tower, the Spiders could just go straight on Koifa. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that he hasn't done it yet, but he says, I just want to farm a little bit more. I need my Soul Ring to be active to go for that final nuke for the kill. And he's out of Spiralings almost.
And again, what I wanted to say before we had that engagement bottom is what does Mouse do here? If they rotate supports off this bottom lane, all Icy Cup has to do is put down a Sentry Ward, and then Black can never approach the creeps. If he does, he gets netted, and he'll die to the Split Earth follow-up. They'll go on Cinderin now, but once again, a great lift by Paz. Is it enough, though? Does it even matter? He might end up dying. No, it's always Butterfly. He'll be the first to fall here. He magic sticks up. He's still alive. One more right click to bring him down. Now Black on the run. The split Light Strike Array hits two. What a play by Cinderin. Nails it. Now Jackal's going to fall as well. Oh boy, did they ever need that, because while it's happening, Koikva is being driven back to his tier 2
Gets
top
entangled
lane.
up top here. Mag in a little bit of trouble. Is going to web himself back up. He should be fine. Those Spiderlings were doing so much damage to Koikva, especially with the Howl on top, but the big engagement was Mouseport.
What a Light Strike Array. If he doesn't hit that 2-hero Light Strike Array, that probably goes Icy Cup's way, or it's an even trade, which is a bad trade, because Icy Cup, they're already crushing that top lane. They're breaking even mid. They just need to break even bottom, but losing a bunch of kills like that, that's what Mouse needed to keep this game afloat.
And Koifa is starting to do okay now. He's level 7. You got to keep in mind that these Broodmother Spiralings does give quite a bit of experience. Hal's going to get used another time here, but Jackal is starting to really get harassed down by Black as he starts to pick up a little bit more base damage.
Yeah, even though it's such a passive matchup, if you lose that tower early, Mouse are going to have a hard time getting levels for their supports later on. Their aggressive tri-laning, Poss now has level 4. It's not bad for 6 minutes in level 4 and Cinder as well, but there's no boots on Sin. They're not coming anytime soon. The poor guy just can't seem to get boots before like that 10 to 12 minute mark most games. And that means they could be food in the mid game for heroes like Dragon Knight, Lycan, lots of chasing power, lots of burst damage. For the time being, I'd say Mouse still in an okay position. I do worry a bit about them though, just because IC Cup have great split push, have great 5-man push, and Mouse, well, it really rests on Fata, who's having a good time mid, to make those early engagements work for them.
Yeah, we haven't really been talking about too much, but how really helps Resolution on the mid lane as well, as his base damage suddenly rise to insane amount, and he could just outlast at the puck. Also on the top lane, this is a boot choice that we generally never see on Broodmother. He really wants to go for the kills. Phase boot will allow him to phase through his own spiralings as well as bear blocking his way and just try to make plays against a Lone Druid. But Lone Druid, level 7, he should have access in those mid. He does, and he should be absolutely fine against any big dives.
And now picks up a Belt of Giant Strength. I wonder if he's thinking about a Necrobook, but bottom lane, the action picks up again. Constant aggression in this lane. This time, Poss is still alive. We just sick on the run. Everybody magic sticking up. Black giving chase. One more auto attack. It's just enough for Black, and suddenly he's on a killing spree. Boy, oh boy. This is such a bloodbath on the bottom lane, and every time it's the magic sticks for these heroes making the difference.
I never knew Lina as well as Rubik could be so good defensively, right? 2-3-man Light Strike Arrays, 2-3-man telekinesis stuns. It is absolutely paying off on the bot lane.
Meanwhile, Mag kind of AFK'd under the enemy tower. He'll be okay. Was doing a bit of shopping here, but it looks like they're going for the Necrobook strategy. We saw them do this before, where they went, I think, Lycan Necro 3, Broodmother Necro 3. The big issue here, though, is that Lycan isn't farming. Jackal only has 4
top lane
TCS.
here, Mag is phasing right in for Koifa, trying to apply that slow. He does have that 1 point of passive. One more hit's going to do it.
Big solo kill.
Yep.
Now Lone Druid, he'll have to resummon his bear, and then it'll be about 2 minutes where if the bear dies, he's screwed.
Hand of Midas on a long lane Weaver, 8.5 minutes in. Okay. That's quite interesting.
So what do you make of this? What's the reasoning behind going for it?
Well, I mean, if you see them going for Necrobook, I guess one of the reasons is it pops the Necro instantly.
That's a good point.
But I don't know if you want to save it, right? Like, because this is gold. At the same time, it allows them to catch up in terms of EXP, but the passive 30% attack speed is not really that good for Weaver. He has Gemini attack. That is his attack speed, sort of.
Yeah, that's time-based.
Right, so I'm just somewhat confused about this item choice. You're going against a massive push strat. You need early to mid-game items, and Midas is not an item that gives you that, so I'm not sure.
We'll have to see. It's not the fastest Midas either. How long has he had it for? I believe he just picked it up.
Yep, he just picked it up.
It wasn't last game we saw a 4-minute Midas, and now IC Cup, they're going to rotate off that bottom lane. They've abandoned the mid lane. They've shown 3 heroes there, and they want to make a go on Koik for top. Unfortunately, though, he's at his tier 2, and Fata's on the prowl as well. Fata's still yet to really get active this game. He has been farming well, 54 CS. If he gets a timely blink, that'll be absolutely huge. So good against heroes like Lycan and Brood. Very mobile, but if they're stuck inside the puck ultimate, then they can't easily run away, and that can really cause them trouble.
Yeah, Mag is really taking over this game right now. A lot of other carries, when they push all the way up to tier 2, they just have to go into a different lane because they don't want to be too far up and get ganked. But as a Broodmother, you just farm the enemy jungle. Here it looks like we have another How. I'm not sure whether that's just used for value.
Just for jungling.
Just jungling as well as Resolution fighting on the mid lane. And again, the passive game is really favoring IC Cup as their mid and top lane is getting a ton out of jungle. And finally, they're looking for a kill, but it looks like we do have a coil in the river. Leshrac?
Now they know the coil's on cooldown, though. So if you're IC Cup, this is where you would love to get aggressive and force something top, force something bottom. But bottom lane, Black is reigning supreme here. And top lane, the bear scouted out Weejazik. There will be no ambush for him.
Micro.
As well as as Mag is playing, it feels like a lot of these other heroes, especially that defensive tri-lane, just really struggling to find a place in this game. And the tier 1 bottom, this is a free farm lane for Mousesports. This is basically Mouse's safe lane now. Top lane's not safe anymore. Brood is the queen there, but bottom lane, that's where Mouse are going to be doing their pulling and their farming.
And they're actually going to try to push that tier 1 tower. The Glyph is used. Also, the Ring of Besaidus to turn on Black. They have the siege unit. I think they're actually going to bring it down. Nobody's making a sign of rotation there, so it is a forfeited tower. Back in the mid lane, perhaps they're trying to set up a kill. Really hard to find one against Fata, though.
There's your Necrobook for Mag. So 11 minutes in, we get the first aspect of the Necro. The Vlad's is coming out for Jackal. He's got the money for just about everything. I think he's 200 gold short here, but mid lane, Icy Cup applying pressure simultaneously at 2 separate points on the map. They'll pressure the middle lane with the Dragon Knight, slowly chipping away at the tower with Corrosive Breath, and meanwhile top lane, it's Mag doing some work there as well. It's not Corrosive Breath, actually. What is it called? Dragon Breath? Poison Attack?
No, it's Corrosive. Yeah, you're right.
Isn't Corrosive Vipers? No, Viper...
Oh, yeah, it is. It's like...
I don't know if his has a name, so I just always call it Dragon Breath. Can't really go wrong there, but...
It's like corrosive damage. I think that's called in Dota 1. But
okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those random things that has no bearing on anything, but I want to get it right, so it drives me insane.
Sentry Ward's down on the lane here, so and then Max should know about that because he sees one on Koifa, so you know where the other one is. It's on top of you, and that means you could be somewhat ganked. Gotta be somewhat careful if you're Mag, who doesn't have too much HP because he's got the phase boot, but does have the kind of Bell Giant strength to carry him through. And where's this Necrobook? It's just never coming to him.
Yeah, this courier's been working overtime. It's actually walking back to the base now. It's still on in the fountain for the time being, and the pressure is mounting bottom lane. If you're Mouse Sports, you took an early tier 1, but this is where you don't have the Broodmother. And as you were pointing out, well, Cinder wanting to go for a kill there with the Laguna Blade, can't get in range. But what do? You can't really easily jungle on a hero like Lina. So Brood's got the jungle to herself, and if you're IC Cup, well, you're farming your own defensive jungle. The mid lane, you've got a Lycan. It feels like the early tier 1's falling, actually somewhat favoring IC Cup because they've got 2 heroes that can exploit the jungle, and Mouse have 0.
Also, I want to see them rotating Naga up top just to farm it in the offensive jungle and just have him farm with Brood's Spiralings because she could get a ton of experience in the jungle.
Oh, yeah.
Brood could still get the gold, and we got House Spiralings just farming away. Look at this. They're just mauling down that Hellbear Smasher.
When spiders are killing Hellbear Smasher, one of the worst creeps to actually go jungle against, that's when you know Hal is pretty good on them.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up the Naga farming with the Spiderlings, though, Lumi, because that's something we used to see a lot from the Chinese teams, actually.
Like your Brood Lion lane.
Yeah, that was Lion super level dependent support. You'd even dual lane him with the Brood and just let him go farm with the Spiderlings. He'll help zone out the enemy heroes there for the first few levels, and then he really takes advantage. Naga's very similar. Very level dependent support, but hey, we just 6, still getting something out of the bottom lane. And their Lycan's jungling. Jackal now, Vlad's online. We're heading towards the mid-game now. As we approach the mid-game, do you think this game just clearly favors IC Cup's push, or do you think Mouse have the kind of lineup that can withstand the push and turn the game around and take it later on?
Well, looks like we do have Weaver getting picked off here. Wow, and a solo kill. So
I guess Black was just farming at low HP there, and Resolution, must have had an Invis rune? Because there's a lot of Dire Observer wards. There's no way I could have seen Black dying otherwise.
So I think that Mouse is in their best interest to defend with Lina, Puck, and your Rubik on one front, and then you're going to defend somebody against that Broodmother on another front. The only split pushing is coming out from Lone Druid, and he's nowhere as mobile as a Nature's Prophet, so I really don't think they will be able to keep up with IC Cup pressure, who's predominantly getting item for this particular phase of the game, right? We're talking about the Necrobooks, we're talking about things like mechs and whatever else. They're going to try to 3-man gank Brood up top. This has to work. Oh, Sentry Ward, lift, and they do have the Laguna Blade as well. Necrobooks gets pop here, but I do believe he's very dead, or is he? He's trying to fight his way out. These Spiderlings are going to do so much damage on Syndron. He dies. He's now going on Paz.
Look at Paz.
Oh my god.
On the run, the Necrobook giving additional move speed to the Spiderlings. I think Paz will live here. But that's the thing, is they threw everything to kill the Brood, and while that was happening, they almost lost their entire team. Meanwhile, bottom lane, we just sick on the run. And it looks like, does he have the stick charges to throw out a parting net? No, he doesn't. Black really diving for this, has the time lapse, not using it yet, doesn't need to. It looks like it'll be okay. Now he time lapses, and he'll head to the north. And their whole team back into the jungle. The big item for me for IC Cup isn't anything the Brood or the Lycan are getting, though. It's actually the Shadow Blade for Resolution. I feel what they've been lacking is the ability to find pickoffs. We saw Naga rotate top, but constantly scouted out by the Bear. With the Shadow Blade, and with Mouse having fairly poor supports, you can't sentry everywhere, and if he finds one pickoff, that's probably a tower down.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I also look towards these supports to pick up some a little bit more HP, because Weaver is diving with the Midas. They can't actually do anything with it. So hopefully they could brace her up, get some strength threats up, and make themselves a little bit more difficult to kill. Broodmother back on the top lane here and still farming away. Necrobook 3 is going to be up in just matters of seconds, so this is one of the quickest Necrobook finishes. Generally, the old school Queen of Pain always rush Necrobooks, and they get it like 18 minutes in. Broodmother has beat that time by quite a bit.
Meanwhile, Cinder and farming Spiderlings. Remember, they do give
a ton of gold.
Additional gold. I think what did it go from like 8 to 12 to 12 to 16 or something?
I don't know. But
it got buffed
more,
a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot more gold, and there's more Spiderlings to go along with that as well. So now, Resolution, Shadow Blade online, looking to make a go on Black. Can he get in range for a Dragon Tail? No, he can't. Should have popped his ult first before going in for this kill.
Yeah, I feel like Icy Cup needs to actually apply pressure in the other lanes, because Brewmother is actually doing great, right? She's drawing 3 or 4 heroes on her vicinity of the map.
Oh, hunting Cinder, and Mag's going in. He knows that Cinderin's alone. There's a quick TP reaction. Is it quick enough? Just barely. There was a spawn Spiderlings. Didn't get used in time. But while that's happening, they know Cinderin's TP'd home. They're going to push the bottom lane.
Right.
Sentry Ward dropped under the tower, and there's no Lina here to stop this push.
This is exactly what they need to do, because Brewmother is doing a great job drawing everybody to her map, and that means Icy Cup needs to capitalize
Blink Coil,
somewhere else.
though. No Blink Coil yet. Paz stealing the Breathe Fire, pulling in the Dragon Knight. Will they drop a Coil? No. He gets the stun off. He takes about everyone's HP down to half. Now Fata's on the run. Is there going to be a net there? The Coil's finally deployed defensively, though. Icy Cup got to be very happy with that. That means Brood can rest a lot easier top lane.
Uh-oh. Always Want to Fly just walks in against 3 or 4, just gets zapped by Syndra. Not exactly too sure what he was thinking, but...
That was a clear time to back off for Icy Cup.
Also, they got the tower denied as Black was focusing on that, so it was just a absolutely beautiful defense from Mouseport. Icy Cup Mag back on the top lane, but Koifa already in position to start to defend this. He also has a Hand of Midas.
Oh, he's going to have a Radiant soon, and that's an issue, because then these Spiderlings are not going to be very useful.
I thought I was going to suggest maybe go for Maelstrom, because it does quite well against Spiderlings, but what does better than Maelstrom? Radiance, because it burns everybody.
Yeah, with the new 50 burn, that hurts.
It really does, and I want to say that Mag's also not really doing a very good job keeping Spiderlings alive.
I think Icy Cup's really losing momentum here. Just 4-9. At one point, it was 4-1. They continue to fall behind in terms of kills. Gold and experience. Well, Gold slightly favoring them. Experience a big deficit. But for me, just the big thing is that with the Radiance coming online for Lone Druid, he can by himself keep Mag off the tower top lane, and he's getting a crap load of gold while doing so. And Mouse, if you go late enough, I'm not sure Icy Cup have the late game advantage. They have a Lycanthrope, but he's pretty far behind. Only City have 4.6k net worth, and there's a lot of lockdown for him. There's the lift, there's the Rubik's Stun, there's the coil, the silence as well. It's not clear that Jackal can actually be a big impact carry. And then you've got your DK, Resolution, who's probably the most important hero for Icy Cup at this point. The only one that's really guaranteed to do a lot late game. He's got to keep the pressure up, because Broodmother's starting to fall off, and your Lycan, well, he'll need the right fights to stay involved.
I mean, Lycan is actually quite weak without his passive Feral Impulse skilled up. He's moving a lot slower. His damage is not as high on his wolves. So it looks like we're going to see a 3-4 smoke gank up top here. They do have that Solemn Siren available. We haven't seen it just yet, but it looks like they're going to go for a little bit pick off. Paz is a free one here. Use your ultimate form. There you go, Paz. Easy freebie. And that means it's a tier 2.
Yeah, that's a tier 2, and they can probably even go mid and look for some more.
If they kill this bear, my
that's
goodness.
300 gold. That bear ain't running. There's a Dragon Tail, and look at the army of howled units just descending upon it. God, it only does, it really for Icy Cup, though, it just takes that one good engagement for them. They kill off the bear. Did it have the relic yet? No. Now, okay, so he has the bear respawn anyway, so it's not like they're without the Radiance. But Icy Cup, they'll barrel in this top lane, and then I think they'll look to add mid and pressure there as well. Mouse Sports.
Spiderlings,
a swarm is coming. Look at the gold.
Oh.
It's so much, but Cinder gets caught. Cinder gets blown up. You can make more Spiderlings. A fresh Howl Wave is deployed. More nukes being thrown out. The Fade Bolt's there as well. The orb cooling down. Fata blinks and silences. And Mouse probably clean up. They probably clear 400 gold or so in terms of Spiderlings. While that was happening, Black takes the tier 2 bottom. There was a buyback forced out from Cinder. Not the biggest deal, but overall, you tally everything up. Definitely a good engagement for Icy Cup. They take a tower finally. Their dire jungle is fully exposed, and Mouse will have to roam together here.
Black is going to be okay here. Maybe the stun is going to come through. They need it in snare. I don't think he'll get it off here. Yeah, the long casting animation of Wizard's Deck is tough. So
it is tough. And now, there's a gem up on the puck. So this is where Mag, well, he'll desperately need to farm up some more items. He's going for Manta style, but that doesn't help you against Gem. Leshrac simultaneously picking up one as well. Normally that Manta's great. You can remove dust with it. Very hard to gank a Broodmother in that case, but well, when you go Gem, you'll definitely have the vision.
I think they need BKB up. They need BKB. I feel like this is one of those games to go BKB first on Dragon Knight. As good as Shadow Blade is in terms of setting up ganks and whatnot, he just needs to be the one tank in the front line. Because Broodmother isn't it. Broodmother also needs her BKB. Lycan needs his BKB. I don't think this is a Necrobook game for him. They just need to barrel down the mid lane, win a couple of fights there, and then just go.
Well, we saw what happens when they group up too much, though. All the minions die. So is it Icy Cup a situation for them where they should actually just split push? Should they have the Lycan, the DK, and the Brood in opposite lanes, the Naga and the Leshrac moving around? I mean, you look at their lineup, clearly it was a push-style draft. They wanted to group up and take towers fairly early, at least 4 heroes in one lane, and then Broodmother on the other side of the map. But is the game evolving in a way where they can't win in 5v5 clashes. They need to go for the split push.
Oh my god, those Radiance Bears going... See, that's not the correct way to respond to this, because Bear is still going to chase you down and kill you. What the correct way to respond to this is to group up, turn on your ultimate, turn on How, and says, yeah, you send the Bear to me, try that again next time after you resummon, because that thing is dying. Because you're not going to run it away from the Bear.
Yeah, it's hard to run from that. Meanwhile, Mag, he'll get coiled up. There's a gem here as well. In comes the Bear. They need a root. Mag's going to break the coil instantly. Then the Necro Book's thrown out. Now Pos is on the run. Bata's still giving chase. Remember, there is an ult available for your Broodmother. And while that's happening, well, this is perfect for IC Cup. They're going into the Roshan pit. Although Koikfa's in position with his hero, and although he can pull the Bear back in, Roche is about to drop. Looks like they're going to lose that in exchange for nada, except some Spiderlings and a bit of momentum on the top lane. Aegis now online. They'll give it to Jackal. And Jackal's getting close to either a BKB or a Necro Book of his own.
Sage?
Sanj, actually they could disarm the Bear, but it's still Radiance Burns. I think this is, I'm not sure what it is, but I think it should be either a Necro Book or a BKB.
I mean, I'm not sure about this Bear micro. He's got to be very careful about resummoning back. Oh my goodness, that Bear is dead. No.
There's a net available. The Bear trying to run, can't get out. Where's the follow-up, though? It's dropping low, but it's not dead yet. I think it might actually be recalled. 2 seconds. Nope. Still taking some tick damage here. The corrosive breath preventing the resummon. Now I'll be able to pull it back at long last. The Panda makes it home safely to Papa Bear.
Oh, using Radiance to farm all the map is a very old tactic, but that was great on the days where you could pop it back anytime to you.
You know, Lumi, I see up with the push lineup, but just look at the creepy equilibrium
here. They can't push. Radiance apparently OP. Apparently, what to do against push strat is to get double Midas and be like, what's up? We'll be okay late game.
They're out pushing IC Cup. IC Cup, they took a Roshan. That's one reason why the lanes are back, but it seems like they're on the defensive here. Now Black's coming in. He has his Linked Sphere online, and he might be able to find a solo kill. Always want to fly in a whole lot of trouble. He needs a great split earth here. It is good. But is their backup. Now a song thrown out. We just Zik using the sound of the siren just to get always want to fly home safely. But Mousesports starting to exert their dominance on the map, and it is like we talked about. IC Cup, is there a window on this team? Seems like there is.
Bear up top here. That's going to go down. No questions asked.
Big kill. Killing that Bear is so crucial.
Well, Koifa's going to resummon it one more time, which means if you kill this Bear one more time, it is actually as good as killing Koifa. So you could just go for the push.
Well, can they kill it again? That's the big question right now. There's an army of Spiderlings farming the jungle.
They want Mag.
Fatsa's jumped in. He's dropped the coil, but a quick TP reaction. There's no root here. No way to stop Mag from getting home safely.
Oh, those Spiderlings.
They get a lot of Spiderlings for their trouble.
And those Necrobooks, 100 gold each.
Well, unfortunately, Fatsa might take a lot of damage here. The Bear actually taking the last will damage there from the Necronomicon Warrior. Now IC Cup, they'll group up mid, and they'll look to push. At least a little bit. Can they hunt out Cinder in here? Doesn't seem like it.
Not yet. Here, the Registic's gonna some. You gotta keep in mind they don't have that sleep just yet. They will pop the. They can pop the Buckler, which I'm surprised they haven't done so right now. Tier 2 in big trouble. Here comes Always Want to Fly with that level 2 Edict working on the tower as well. Unfortunately, they don't have the Broodmother on the top lane kind of going at it at the same time. Oh, Jackal just going right in right now. Silence goes on Resolution. BKB goes on. They get one for free, but the Brood, very timely.
The Bear
in huge trouble. You gotta focus it down. He gets netted up, but Jackal in bigger trouble as well. Bear disengage. They're fine. First BKB being activated. Unfortunately, again, Broodmother nowhere near any structure damage because he's very far away. That forcing him back to TP was absolutely huge.
I mean, this is where oftentimes we'll see Brood. Oh, they're still chasing middle lane. Looks like they might catch Jackal. Remember, he's got the Aegis. If he loses it here, it would really hurt, and he will drop it. They might even be able to kill him again. They've got a lift from the Rubik. Not going in yet. 5-man disconnect for Mouse. And that was why. That hurts them. I think they had the Lycan twice there.
Well, they don't have coil. They don't have any stuns left. Maybe they could lift him up, but
they had a lift. They had a Riptide stolen on the Rubik, and they had some decent right-click power from the Weaver. I think they had him dead to rights.
They also had Naga coming back in, Lashrak, Naga with a Buckler.
I think Jago was dead there, man. I don't know. Would have been close. Black has he had his Lincolns off cooldown. Well, actually just got popped now.
By the lightning.
Looks like.
I mean, Jackal's sitting at what? 17 armor after Buckler activation. I think he's okay with 1300 HP.
I think it's closer, buddy.
No, man.
I think it's quite close. But either way, that's neither here nor there. Mousesports, their internet, again, not cooperating. This is happening to them quite a bit. Can't be good for their boot camp focus.
Still better than Dignitas?
Yeah, nobody beats Dignitas in terms of garbage internet at boot camp. Yep. That's for sure.
Are they boot camping in Canada, I think?
Vancouver.
That explains everything, yeah.
being in Canada, what do you expect?
Well, that's why we're not in Canada.
Yeah.
Shout out
We
to
do everything a
Canadians,
bit
by the
better
way.
here.
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
The only thing that we don't have as good as maple syrup, but whatever. Which, by the way, that reminds me, I need to pick up that nectar jar of the honey and
Nectar.
nectar. Is that how you call it?
Nectar.
Nectar jar of honey and lemon, because that's what keeps our voice going at last year at TI.
You know what else will keep my voice going? Not losing my voice before Ti2. Which is exactly what happened to me.
group stage, yeah. Oh, cool.
Well, this time around we'll have won't be just casting every group stages. We'll have Purge, we'll have Blitz, and Merlini, I believe. So we'll get to keep our voices fresh and clean.
We got Merlumi. Merlumi, please. Oh,
You're just a meme factory at this point, Lumi.
I know.
Guys, if you're just joining us, I should let y'all know that there is a giveaway going on right now. You can head over to gc.corsair.com and enter for your chance to win a fully loaded and fully stacked gaming PC, as well as some free Dota TV tickets. Get some Elgato Courier views if you've got them by watching replays of the Corsair Summer Tour 2013. Immediately following the conclusion of this best of 3, we'll head into our next match, which is going to be, well, it should be immediately. It'll start at 21 CST. At the rate this game's going, seems like we won't have too much downtime. And that'll be Fnatic EU versus the winner of this set. Loser of this will finish 4th place in the tournament. And then tomorrow we have our grand finals between the winner of the second game for today, either Fnatic EU or the winner of this game, and VP, who are waiting in the grand finals. It's a $10,000 tour, so whoever wins first place will take home a decent chunk of change heading into Ti3.
Judging from how this game's going, any prediction of who we're going to see in the finals tomorrow? Is it going to be the IC Cup? Is it going to be...
Well, I first want to say out of the teams we've seen, I think VP are the clear favorites, not only because they made it to the grand finals, but they crushed their way through the opposition. They 2-0'd Fnatic. I think they 2-0'd almost everyone they went through in this tournament. And to me, they're one of the scariest teams in the West right now, on the rise, out of the teams going to Ti3. They've been on the rise. They've been showing multiple styles, not afraid to use Rat Dota. You still know they can pull that aggressive tri-lane, safe lane profit, 5-man mid-game out of their back pocket if they want. I think VP are the clear favorite to take the tournaments. Out of the 3 remaining teams, tough to say. I personally feel like it could go either way. I don't have a clear favorite there. If I had to put my rares on someone, I'd probably put them on IC Cup.
Actually going there. They're up a game in this best of 3 series, so that's a safer bet. I want to see IC Cup in the finals. I want to see how frontal push matches up against Rat Dota, because you have nowhere to rat if they are sieging you down at all fronts. So
Corner the rat, put traps at every exit,
yeah,
and then watch them burn,
yeah.
or die slowly anyway.
Oh.
And they're drawing the line. They're going to head up the middle lane. They've smoked up, and they're going to wrap around. IC Cup, they've marked their compasses, and they'll head towards Mouse Sports' jungle. Mouse on the Dire side.
They want to set up a kill.
Leading 9-7. They're actually wrapping around towards the top lane. Fata, as well as Pos, will be retreating out. Pos with a fresh and shiny Blink Dagger. But Mag's on the chase. He walks forward a few more strides. Now Pos still backing off, waiting for the Blink to cool down. Then he'll TP away, I imagine. But now they've changed their course. They've plotted one back into the jungle. They're heading for Cinderin. They're heading for Koikfa. They could get caught out here. This could be very bad. They might lose too. They found Cinderin. If that's it, that's okay. There is a Song of the Siren available just out of range right now. Koikfa on the boundary. Blocks with the bear.
No
but
block.
Doesn't want to block too much, because if he does, then he'll die. And now,
kill the bear. Kill the bear.
now they're going to find Fata and Koikfa. Mouse sticking around a long time. Koikfa's going to go down. Oh boy, that's a big loss. At least didn't resummon the bear. So
He has buyback. He has buyback and resummon.
But they lose 2 core heroes there. The good news is Black's pushing the bottom lane. And I almost want to say, is this a game where Mouse go double Radiance? Do they just stop IC Cup from ever pushing in any of the lanes?
Oh, I mean, Always Wanna Fly is trying to defend here, but Black with that, look at that attack speed from the
Going
trip.
hard.
Lightning, they got a splitter for that lane as well. Black is just doing a ton of work, but he's just nowhere. That splitter was questionable. I thought he's pushing, nuking the creeps a little bit better, but look at the top here as they're just going at it. Here we go, Necrobook, Mech's gonna get popped.
They're committed. They're up the high ground. Mag now working on the tower. Something was stolen by Pos. It is a level 4 Dragon Tail. A big stun if he can get it off. In comes your nukes as well. Puck blinking forward. Blinks in, silences, and then orbs back out. And IC Cup will be driven off. Even forced to use a Song of the Siren to retreat out. There's your TP from We Just Sick. They all get out safely. The push ends in the bottom lane. But Black took the Dire, or the Radiant Tier 3 down to about 700 HP in exchange for losing 1 top. Honestly, considering they had just lost 2, Mouse Sports good damage control from them.
Yeah, really, really good split push. We saw from Koifa all last game, and now we're seeing it from Black this game.
And there's your Desolator. So if they get in that position again, I think Black might win in the base race.
I think, well, Black's actually starting to be able to come in the fight and start killing stuff now because the BKB, sure, they might be good against things like Lina as well as Puck, but not really going to be too good against the Desolator. Also, BKB is somewhat awkward in this game. Sure, they keep your heroes alive. It doesn't help keep your summons alive, which is a big part of your gameplay, right? You're just pushing.
Yeah,
so
should they be going for a pipe?
I think you need to.
If they got a pipe this game, you keep those Necronomicon units alive a bit longer. You keep the wolves, the spiders alive for another round. And maybe that's all you need to take the racks instead of just taking a tier 3 and being forced back.
Yeah, I completely agree. Also, there's Mousesport's finding out how to kind of beat the Brewmother. Brewmother, if you just nuke down her spiralings, she doesn't actually push. So if you send Puck here, just nuke down those spiraling waves, and then just go rejoin your team elsewhere, it's a 5v4 whenever you want it. Because Brewmother's not going to join the fight. So I think Mouseport starting to do okay in this lane. I kept saying that last game as well when they're double Midasing or kicking in. This game, though.
Mag caught out top lane. He hasn't gotten his BKB off. He hasn't gotten his Necrobook off. He pops the ult. He's winning the right click with pause. He gets one. He wants Fata, but now the bear comes in. The bear will be the savior of this engagement. It almost was a disaster, though. Without the bear, Fata's forced to run, maybe even dies. You can chase when the puck orbs out using the webs. But fortunately, the bear's there. The problem, though, is now the push mounts bottom lane. Glyph forced out. Coil is still available. They didn't use it earlier. Just managed to chain stun with that level 4 Dragon Tail. And the tier 2 should be falling bottom. In spite of the defense mounted by Mouse, they can't hang on forever. Roshan's coming up soon, and now the map control to contest that Rosh is slipping. The good news, though, for Mouse is the items continue to come out. Fata now with the Sight Device.
Huge pickup. If they could find a pickoff here, that is their Roshan. It's Broodmother also dead for 30 seconds.
And here's where it kind of sucks to be IC Cup is I don't think Broodmother will ever get that top lane to the base.
Nope.
In time to force Mouse to TP back. So you have Brood in a Roshan fight. That hero's pretty useless in Roshan fights.
Unless she's in front of your base, which she's not going to be there. So
right, she won't be in front of your base. She can't draw any TPs back. The Radiance Bear can slow down any sort of push mounted from her, as well as the Puck.
Although the Radiance Bear's got to be very careful of her because
AC's coming now. This bear's getting a lot tankier.
You just go howl and right click with ult.
We'll see.
Yeah, her spiralings are almost a kind of dead weight at this point. Like, they help you push, but at the same time, they give so much gold. I think over the course of the game, I want to say Spiraling has gave away more than 1,500 gold worth to Broodmother, to the nukes.
That's okay, though. The Bear's probably given away 2,000. It's been a lot of Bear deaths this game as well.
Like, it died definitely 3-4 times, yeah.
Yeah. So. I'd say maybe even 5. But, top lane, Mag's in trouble. Fresh, shiny Scythe device is here, and Mag, evasion not going to save you when you're Scythe. He goes down, removed by the Hex. Easy pickings. Double damage on Fata. Their pickoff potential with a Blink Dagger Sight Device Puck is unparalleled. And IC Cup, well, even if they get more items, the question, it's the roles are reversed now. It's Mouse who can outsplit push IC Cup. IC Cup don't have a good lineup for ganking a Weaver with the Lincolns. They don't have a good lineup for ganking a Puck. What do you actually do?
I'm not too sure. They need Scythe Device up, but nobody's actually got the gold to make Scythe Device.
It's just very delicious, I think, for Mouse Sports. It's a complete 180 of how the game developed early. They were getting split push. They were unable to defend on all fronts. Now it's Mouse giving IC Cup a taste of their own medicine.
I think what they should be doing now is actually to pair the Naga with the Broodmother and basically use Silent Siren to their advantage. You have 3 pushing on one side of the map. If Mouseport overcommits and send 3 or 4 to gank that 2 party, you just sleep them for a long time and allow your other team to split push with Lycanthrope and things like that. Or if they gank you with 1 or 2, then you just kill them with things like Net, as well as your Broodmother right click. This Naga Siren has to help the Broodmother because she ain't doing it by herself. She gets Blink, Scythe, and she's done.
And now there's a Vlad's as well as an Assault Cuirass. And in this patch, those do stack. So that's 10 armor to the entire team. Mouse Sports, much harder to cut on. Look at the Bear just healing up quickly at the Roshan pit. Did I say the Vlad's was on the Bear? Yeah, it is. It's on the Hero Bear. And now we're going to have a Roshan engagement. Song comes in. Rosh is low. It's about to go down. The Rosh is going to drop the Aegis on the floor. Stolen by Resolution. The Radiant get the Rosh kill as well. Great start to the fight. Do they have the follow-up? That's the question. Jackal comes in, Koikfa stunned up, locked in place, the Bear dropping fast, everyone on the run. Howl is king, the Wolf, the Dragon, the Spider. It's a triumvirate of destruction. Mouse Sports on the run. Fata, Cinderin, everybody retreating out. Cinderin can't escape. That's going to be 2 dead. Blinking to the north is Pos. Resolution low, still giving chase. He has the Aegis. Does he really want to pop it now? Might be advised to back off and chill a bit. 2 for 2, but They stole Aegis. They stole Roche. Give IC Cup a huge advantage. Another big clutch fight from them.
And very importantly, they want to fight near the tier 2, which they could slowly siege it down, although maybe against Puck and the Blink side it might be a little bit difficult. These Spiralings continue to throw away their lives. I mean, this is just a charity
for the Swarm.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost where you just don't use spawn Spiderlings anymore. Because even if you send them to jungle, Mouse are going to find them with the... Maybe you can defensive jungle them, maybe you can send them to Ancients, but it's kind of a useless spell at this point in the game.
Yeah.
But still, though, I think the big thing is, if IC Cup just charge in on Mouse Sports, if they can just get all 3 heroes fighting Mouse, they can take that fight. The issue for them is more that they don't necessarily get to fight 5v5 when the Linken's Weaver's pushing one lane, when Lone Druid Radiance Bear is pushing another, and Puck's pushing a third. If they get those fights, though, we see IC Cup just win in the right-click war.
Yeah, perhaps. I think that was a pretty big mistake. Yes, more Spiraling goes down in the mid lane. I think Mouseport, if they're judging on how the last kind of 10-15 minute game was going, they win split push. They are just better at split push. They don't win the 1v1 war. And honestly, why in God's name do you actually go Roshan fight against the Naga Siren? They just take your Aegis for free, which is what we exactly saw there.
Now IC Cup back down the middle lane. They want this tier 2. Remember, they've got an Aegis. Mag, he's almost got his Heaven's Halberd if he wants it. Probably will be a Butterfly, though. IC Cup starting to put big pressure. The tower will be denied by Black. Wow, he denied it with like a good 80 to 100 HP. Big right clicks from him. Now a Shadowbladed Resolution wrapping around. Is there a gem on Mouse? There is on Fata. There will be no surprises here. He goes in for a Dragon Tail. He doesn't BKB. Remember, he's got Aegis, but he's been psyched up. If he comes back as small baby dragon, and he will die. He will go down. This is
BKB,
really bad.
He's got BKB.
Yeah, but it's just a regular Dragon Knight now. They don't have the range slow. They don't have the range stun. There's your song, but Aegis down for Zilch, and IC Cup forced to retreat out. That's a bit of a disaster. You got to say, Resolution, he should have known that Mouse had a gem and should have been going in with a BKB up.
Yeah, it's awkward when... That's why I don't think Dragon Knight should have picked up the Aegis. It should be Lycanthrope or Brewmother, because sure, if he activates BKB and the team fight goes along and if he dies, he comes back as a Dragon Knight, or the Knight form, and just dies as a melee creep, so
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, all these heroes are kind of crappy with Aegis, but I just think the Frost Dragon is more important to their team than Wolf in Shapeshift form or Broodmother with her ult and BKB up. The Dragon Knight is the hero that charges in and drives everyone back and kills people. The other heroes for IC Cup just don't have any lockdown.
Resolution, looking for a stun, not going to find anybody. Now another big piece of damage item here on Black. MKB. So Broodmother's evasion is not going to be effective. It wasn't effective already because Fada already has a Scythe of Ice, so...
Yeah, and this is a really important pickup because of Incapacitating Bite as well. If you get right-clicked by that, you have that great chance to miss, but MKB will block that.
60% slow.
Yeah, the slow not so important versus B for that.
Or 60% miss, sorry. Meg should kill the bear, I think.
Nah, this bear's too hard to kill, man. AC now, phase boots up. You need a +1. You definitely need like a Naga Net, a Dragon Knight, Dragon Tail. To be honest, though, that bear is so important that I would not mind if IC Cup do what they've done in the past against Farm Bear, which is Smoke Gank it.
Smoke Gank bear?
Honestly, though, the bear has a very long respawn timer. You kill it once, it forces Koikfa to be much safer with it. Even if he keeps it alive, it means he's not split pushing as aggressively. It gives you some more room to breathe.
Yeah, I don't think... Well, that's why I think you right-click it always whenever you see it in the lane, but...
Meanwhile, IC Cup doing some dewarding at their Ancient. So, we're now 37 minutes in, Lumi. Gold-wise, experience-wise, it's a slight advantage to Mouse on both fronts, but I would basically call it even as far as gold. As far as map control, IC Cup have 2 outer towers. They had an Aegis, they lost it. What's the next steps for both teams? Does anyone have a clear edge just sitting back and farming? If you're Mouse, if you're IC Cup, what do you want to do now?
If you're IC Cup, again, I think you put Wojciech with the Broodmother up top. Go for bear kills if you want, because you definitely, with the 2 heroes here, you definitely can do it. And then you push with the other 3. Just get the map control back in your favor, because as long as this game goes on and on, you lose the split push. And speaking of Mouseport, they just want to split push. Black on one lane, Broodmother, or the Lone Druid on the other, and the 3 supports, they're playing, hideaway. They just don't want to get seen. Resolution, though, now looking for a stun. And, this game is about creep equilibrium. If the creep equilibrium is on this side of the map, it's going to be Radiant winning. If the creep equilibrium is where it is right now, Mouseport definitely has the advantage.
Yeah, right now, IC Cup feeling a bit constricted. And the other big thing about the creep equilibrium is Roshan number 3. Because Mouse, they probably should have had it last time. It was really close. That one came down to the wire. This time around, if they played a little bit smarter, if they do it a little bit faster, Well, they get that next Roche, Aegis, and Cheese, and then I think it's very much their game to lose.
But the question is, do you even go for Roshan, right? Because grouped up wise, I think Icy Cup has a better lineup in terms of damage output. Oh, the Spiralings up top.
So much gold. There really should be. I would like to see gold tracking metrics for
Bounty Hunter?
Yeah, Bounty Hunter track gold, Alchemist Grievel's Greed, Doom's additional gold, even Midas gold wouldn't be bad. I think that's a big thing that Dota 2 is missing, is just how much extra gold people are getting for, killing, how much you've lost for killing, giving away Spiderlings, Wolves, things like that.
Heck, I just want to see how much assist goal I've brewed throughout the game, just buying in the assist range.
That too.
Just like good metrics too.
Some stuff from Dota 1 that still is just not as good in Dota 2. I mean, that stat screen at the end of Warcraft 3, ugly as hell, impossible to read quickly, but it gave you all the data you wanted.
Yep. Well, not all data I wanted, but it gave you more than this.
Most of the data you wanted.
Brewmother's up with a
Butterfly now. So if you're Mag, this is where you need that next item like the Manta to create some confusion in these fights.
I'm not sure Manta's going to be effective against all the AoE. I actually favor crit personally. Your right clicks are pretty impressive at this point already.
Yeah, the concern for me though is every time Mag gets scythed, he just dies.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if you have Manta, you pop it early, they have a harder time knowing which one is which.
come on. Look at the AoE damage.
It gives you that split second where they don't know who to scythe, then you get off your BKB, and then you fight.
They just LSA everybody and be like, well, there was the real one.
And while they're doing that, you BKB. It's not about the Manta illusions, it's just about the split second of confusion, I feel. But either way, I don't know if items on the Broodmother matter. They've finally gotten this top lane pushed in. We just Zik. He's not there, though, so Icy Cup, very hard to see how they engage. You talked about creepy equilibrium. That makes this a Boots of Travel game, and right now I see a disturbing lack. There are 0 Boots of Travel. Honestly, it's a game where I wouldn't mind seeing 10 at some point, because that item will allow you to defend and then join the pushes.
Well, if we see 10 boots of travel, it means we're going to sit here for 40 more minutes.
And you should be very happy, then.
I am.
This is your Dota.
I
Lumi
am.
Dota.
I am quite happy.
They're ganking the bear. I love this play from Icy Cup. They nuke it to start.
Oh,
now it can't run. They just need an Abyssal Blade.
oh.
Should use that Lycan ult. It's
See
got
ya.
a very low cooldown. Honestly, Lycan ult, 40-second cooldown at level 3. Just use it, Abyssal the bear, kill it. I think it's completely worth it, but they won't go for it.
I'm agreeing with you. In fact, now the Mouse Sport team is looking to get.
I just want to say for everyone, exclamation giveaway in the chat, just in case anyone is confused, that is not a way to get items. If you're just trolling, that's fine, but just thought y'all should know. You won't get any items for doing that.
Mag forced to pop his BKB because he sees Fada coming and don't know who else is coming. ICC Cup is just.
Icy Cup.
Goddamn.
It's okay. No fail fish required, Lumi.
Yeah.
Mouse Sports will group up 4 heroes top lane, looking to push it in, and Icy Cup will look to defend. I don't know if they can. While that's happening, the pressure mounts bottom lane from Black. And it's actually Fata chipping away at this tower. Now your Lone Druid working towards an MKB of his own. Icy Cup having a harder and harder time getting out of their base, and this is right as Roshan's about to respawn.
And again, Creep Equilibrium right in front of the base. The big problem here when your Creep Equilibrium is, let's say, right in front of your tier 3 towers, even if Icy Cup wins a humongous team fight, right? Let's say they 5-0 their opponent. It takes a long time to actually go down to the other side, especially if your push is summon-based push. It takes you a lot longer grabbing down the creep wave, and by the time you get to the base, they're all back alive in their base and ready to defend. So it feels like Icy Cup would not win the game even if they wipe the enemy team, which generally means you just completely dominate. So
yeah, the other issue is you can't get wards up. If you're constantly being pushed in, even with the gem, you can't deward your opponents because you never get to walk to the places where their wards are, and you never get to place your own. And that's why we see Mouse Sports having much better map control. They're ganking Black, but Black has a Lincoln Sphere online. This is a very low percentage play. You've got a Lightning, then you have to Dragon Tail, and then you've got to Split Earth him. And even then, he might be able to time-lapse out of it.
it feels like, to me, Icy Cup just doesn't know what they want to do. Sometimes they're ganking the bear, sometimes they're ganking Black, and none of it actually work. They have to be clear and concise of what they want to gank and try doing it until it's very successful. I think you push out the wave somehow. Oh, looks like they're going to, again, trying to find Black. Black says, yeah, I'm drawing you guys away. And that Midas that he got 8 minutes in, this game has been so drawn out. And I just can't help but just marvel at the fact that they got 2 Midases against pushing teams. Like, what in the world? Why would you do that? And why is it so effective?
It's working.
Yeah.
Can't argue with results. I think it's just so we look back at the mid game, and there were some things that are a bit debatable from IC Cup. They didn't get a pipe against 3 strong nukers. If they had a pipe there, I think they would have taken racks during the big push top. When they took down the tier 3, this Rax probably falls. Also, losing that second Aegis, that really hurt them. I think the safer play was you get 2 for 2, back off, go heal, and just play it safe with the Aegis. But losing that, not having that available means that you can't reliably force the high ground. And against Mouse, at some point, you just have to force it. Else, this happens. Fots up top lane, Black bottom lane, constant pressure from the split push. Looks like IC Cup do want to contest the Roshan. Syndred's in position to scout this out. Only Jackal in the pit. There's a Song of the Siren available. We just sick. Waiting on the sidelines. They'll send all 4 heroes in. They get 4 hero light strike rate. I don't like this clumping from IC Cup. Now they try to TP out. Roche dropping in a hurry. Aegis picked up. Blinking in his Pos. The cheese hits the deck. Pos has sniped it, but he might die here. He'll go down. He got a cheese, but he gave up a kill in doing so. They did breach the top lane.
Bot Rex. Black has got 1 Rex. He's working on a second Resolute comes in, but he doesn't care. He's got his Lincoln Sphere. Top laner. Fodder now going to work. I don't think he's going to breach any Raxes there, but I think Mouseboard, despite giving away Aegis, getting a melee Rax,
that's not worth it.
I think it's worth it.
I don't think it's worth it if you're IC Cup.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, we were both saying it's not worth it, but I would say you were saying it's worth it talking about one team. I'd say it's not worth it talking about the other. But yeah. I'm on the.
What we're trying to say is Mouseboard is winning hard right now because it doesn't matter if you have the Aegis, if the enemy team never actually fight you, they just fight your base.
And now Black has a friggin' butterfly. I mean, this guy is doing so much damage. I don't even know if a hero like Lycan or Dragonite can run in and fight him. You will just get right-click down in a hurry, and they don't have a great way to deal with Linkens. That continues to be the biggest issue. Sometimes Linkens is an item that feels like it doesn't do a whole lot. This is one of those games where Linkens has done so much work all game long.
Well, when you just have no stuns, right?
It's all single target.
Oh, there's a Breach of Travel #1.
They need more. They need at least, I feel, 2 or 3 boots of travel. Because now, otherwise this happens. Black comes in, it's exposed Rax mid. He'll probably take the Rax down before they even TP back.
Building farm.
Oh, I think Black can just go for this. He'll actually play it safe. Sakuchi out will walk back in. He could even kill Mag.
Oh.
Look at the damage. Mag's on the run. He's got a web. He might be forced to use it.
That's cool. He can go back to the building.
Yeah, this is pretty much over unless Black just feeds to the fountain.
Yeah,
There's no way back. IC Cup can't leave their base. Can't win without leaving their base. This is where the only chance they have is maybe you use the Necronomicon minions, do some sort of mass boots of travel tactic to them, backdoor the top Rax, try and take the mid, but
they got Glyph.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. That's just wishful thinking.
And Mag's now going for Basher, which is cool.
It's a cool item, but
that's cool.
You're never gonna get to right-click these mouse heroes.
BOT2.
They need 5. I'm saying it now. I think they need 5 boots of travel.
The items just coming out. Also, shotgun from Puck.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's actually
what a pickup from.
That's
Fata.
actually pretty good against all this Abyssal Blade and all those physical right clicks.
Yeah, it's just 3 right-click carries. You get a Ethereal Blade, even if they have BKBs. You just Ethereal yourself, Ethereal your teammate.
Also, the questionable pickup for me is Resolution buying like a 45-minute Sage and Yasha, which I'm not sure what that was about. Does he actually need more movement speed? I'm not sure. I think this is time to start to pick up Breach of Travel. Such time to pick up, later game items like a.
I think it's just a time in the game where Resolution's like, well, I have no idea what to buy, so I'll just buy something that doesn't require me to make many changes to my inventory.
I mean,
casual Sanjin Yasha.
He should have got a Mjolnir, in my opinion, because.
It doesn't matter though. Honestly, as much as we'd like to debate his item selection, I feel the only item that has any chance of making a difference is Boots of Travel, and even then, I'm not so sure it does.
Oh, Boots of Travel comes in, and Black says, "I'm in your base again, guys."
I think they just have to go for it. They need to use the Song of the Siren to stall. Black's just gonna ignore the Rax to pressure the throne, though. They'll probably have to TP back. IC Cup, I think they've had enough. They're barreling down the middle lane. Jackal over in ethereal form, and Black working on the Rax. You are not winning this base race unless they TP back now. They've caught a few. Maybe they can. The glyph's out for Mouse. IC Cup, boy, do they ever love their throne races. They're working on the throne, but the Dire seem to be having the better time of it. The Dire throne dropping very quickly, and I think they're gonna come out on top here. Indeed they are. Mouse Sports due to IC Cup. What IC Cup did to them in Game 1. They win in a throne race.
King of Dome Race got just dethroned.
Yeah.
They're done.
IC Cup dethroned.
They also used the Silent Siren Sleep to actually slow it down, which is very smart. But
didn't matter. I mean, that's a bear and that's a Desolator Weaver. Good luck.
So I think IC Cup had the correct idea. They just executed it too late. Because they could have done it anytime given after they got the top tier 3.
Yeah.
But they did it when their bot racks was done. They did it when their mid towers are done. They did it way too late when they're starting to take too much structural damage.
Yeah.
So that's if it comes down to experience, that's where Mouse won it.
Yeah, I think, again, like you said, Mouse just a little bit more poised in this game. And I also look at IC Cup and say, this team really needed a pipe. I would have liked to see them use that second Aegis more effectively. And in the end game, I thought they were too slow to get Boots of Travel and too slow to try and go for some big, backdoor plays or plays that put Mouse in the reactive position. Mouse just got into a comfort zone, but give credit to Mouse where it's due. Great item selections. The double Midas really paid off. Loved the Radiant Spare.
Somehow.
Loved the Lincoln Sphere on the Weaver early. I mean, these are somewhat standard items, but it was really the perfect item to get them. And overall, Mouse just didn't take too many risky fights. They took safe fights with the Scythe of Ice. They got the pickoffs, and ultimately they backed Icy Cup into a corner.
One last thing to point out is that Mag needs better spiraling micro. Dude has funded the Ti3 prize pool by himself with all those spiraling feeds. So, like everywhere, look, spiraling was just dying.
He hasn't actually funded it, though, guys. Go buy compendiums. I want techies. I want techies now. I don't know if we'll get him, but a man can dream. Guys, on that note, though, the series is now tied up 1-1. It's a best of 3, and it's going the distance. IC Cup versus Mouse. Game 3 coming up next. The winner moves on to the loser bracket finals where Fnatic EU is waiting. That match coming up immediately following the conclusion of this one. I'm LD, he's Luminous, and we'll be right back with game number 3. Stay
just talk through, not just walk through.